Module 3, My Day Assignment Center. An important area for teachers in the Hebron Hub is the Assignment Center. A good portion of your time will be spent in the Assignment Center, so setting up preferences will help you get the exact view you want. Let's begin by clicking into the Assignment Center from My Day and clicking on the Preferences button. The first area where you can set up preferences relates to default settings when creating assignments. Do you want assignments to by default go into the gradebook? Do you want those grades to be calculated into the cumulative average? And do you want assignments that you create to be published for student and parent view? It is highly recommended that these default settings remain selected. Now there are assignment creation settings that you will want to adjust to your classes. Assignment notifications by default are not turned on. But if you want students and parents to receive an email and possibly a text message when you create an assignment, this can be turned on. Since students and parents have access to view the Assignment Center, it is recommended to keep this unselected by default and manually select those assignments, like projects or tests, you want to send notifications on. If most of your assignments will be turned into the Hebron Hub, you can select In-Product Submission as your file submission option. This is a great shortcut to automatically allow students to upload their assignments for digital grading. However, if most of your assignments will be on paper, you can select that option as well. Due dates and times are critical pieces of information, and whatever is published is what must be adhered to. It is advised to have the Hub auto-populate a due date of the next class meeting. This can be manually changed easily when creating assignments ahead of time if needed. The due time is an important default to set. Will your assignments typically be due by the beginning of class, the end of class, midnight? You can set this default here, and the system will auto-populate this information when you create an assignment. This is a huge benefit with a rotating schedule, as the Hebron Hub will know when the start or end of class is for each period and populate that for you. Lastly, if you do discussions in the Hebron Hub and want students to include resources and links in their responses, you can select this as a default for any discussion-based assignment you create. The next area you can create preferences for is the Assignment List view. This is how you want your Assignment Center list to look like. Do you want to see assignments that are just due this week? Or would you prefer to see all future upcoming assignments, or the entire month in one list? How do you want to sort those assignments? By class, by due date, by assigned date. It is advised that your published status be published, since this will show you assignments that students and parents can see. Having this setting means, if you don't see an assignment, neither can students or parents. There are two places you can view your assignments. The first is the Assignment Center, and this is where you see all of your assignments for all of your classes. The other is by navigating to one class section, and there you can view just the assignments for that section. The Hebron Hub allows you to set up preferences for each location. The next area in preference is assignment imports. It is highly recommended to keep this default setting as is and allow all teachers to import your assignments. This is extremely beneficial when two teachers teach the same course. The next area is related to in-product submissions, or assignments where you want students to submit a file directly to the Hebron Hub. Since Hebron is a Google school, submitting Google-based assignments like docs or slides is set up to send an email for every submission. If you do not want an email for every student submission, it is recommended to uncheck this default setting. You will still have access to those file submissions directly in the Hub. The last area in preferences deals with evaluation and is a very helpful setting to use. Teachers often indicate work as missing or incomplete, and the system will automatically remove those notations when a grade is entered if these default settings are selected. Not selecting these settings means you will need to manually remove the I for incomplete or the M for missing when you enter a grade. In our upcoming lessons, we will dive into actually creating discussions, assignments, and assessments in the Hebron Hub.